Jer- Jarek's glare follows the man, and then the glare disappears when he looks at Pearson. He just frowns at Pearson.
Pearson waves his hand. Don't worry, we're not stealing a fucking ring. After everything we've seen and done, we're gonna be petty thieves? I don't think so. No, I got another plan. Pearson gives a wiry smile. See, he made one big mistake. Pearson leans his arm against the table. He says he knows how to get in. Didn't he?
Jarek wasn't really thinking of that line of thought, but he nods.
Well, we just need to get him to tell us. That's all.
I would prefer taking our chances at least with attempting to enter ourselves, but...
Oh, of course. But it's a plan B.
We can come back.
So, Pearson will just resume eating then.
All right. Ball's still in your court. What do you guys want to do? Just let me know if you want to fast forward or do something.
I finish my meal.
I finish my meal.
Well done, everyone.
Fast forwarding seems a inferno.
Yeah, I agree. Fast forwarding seems appropriate. I want to go through the first strategy in getting ourselves into Iron Hall.
Okay, Cole and I can take a room together. You two can have the other.
Sure. That's fine. I have no problems with Keen.
That's right. And Jarek will, of course, be awake the entire time, glaring at the door, daring anyone to try.
Nope.
You know you want to try? Come
What, to get into your room? No.
An assassin wants to try, not you.
Oh, assassin. I was about to say.
There's someone like the barkeep or whatever. Money, money, money. Oh, hello. Okay. We attempt to pass the night.
All right, you pass the night successfully. The next morning, well, I'm not going to tell you what you do, but if you choose to come downstairs, you'll find a breakfast waiting for you at no extra charge because, dear God, you gave the man 12 gold. He's not that stupid.
That's good. Good. I was going to have to renovate the bar.
You'll also find that Heinrich was well fed, though there was some difficulty because the stable hand kept trying to feed him barley. Not Bailey's.
Come on, drink up. You can do it.
Yes, King.
Before we actually go to bed, I would have wanted to check up on Kip.
Okay. Oh, that's a very good point. Kip would probably not have gone to the village. Yeah. Because the town is one thing, but the village, dragons and villages, myths and all that. Sure, he'd be outside in the forest, and he's doing well. He's a little antsy to find out what you learned.
I'll spend some time explaining some things.
Okay.
Catch him up. Tell him we might be in this town for a day or two. But Keen will constantly check up on him.
He nods and says, if I hear anything like battle or something, I'll come rushing in.
Good. That's it for me.
He just basically spends his days practicing his acid upchuck.
Yes. Good.
Black.
Damn it. Yeah. That's good.
All right.
So anyways, we're fast forwarding more?
Yes. What is your next step?
I think that I would recommend that we leave the village, and then once we get back on the road and away from any nosy people, then we can talk a bit more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'll get my damn horse after I eat a little bit of the breakfast and pass the rest of it to Cole. and then we can head out of the little farming establishment. All right, so I have basically two ideas. The first one is that I attempt to utilize my past experience and credit with the kingdom to get us through the gate. The second idea is for us basically to break in over the castle wall.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on that last idea. Using your influences would be the best. But a secondary might be finding a much more subtle way to get past the barriers. A way that has made itself opportune to us last night.
That is true. If all of these people here are in with some sort of crime lord or baron or whatever, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the situation. That could work as well. I would prefer not to have any dealings with the village anymore, however, and if we can find a spot where there's no particular guards overseeing the massive city wall, we can at least look at it. I can do a pretty good job of getting to the top of the wall. And he smiles.
Well,
okay. It's never. Mm-hmm.
Another option could be, if we get close enough to the castle, we could see if Cole can use his amulet.
Actually, I have no fucking clue whether or not that would be a good idea or not. I want to say no, but I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah, that's why it's a big old question mark.
how are the roads? Are they earth or paved?
The road.
They're paved.
Yeah, the road to Iron Hall is paved.
And the
Oh,
roads in the
stones.
capital of Coalhaven would probably be paved as well.
Indeed.
This is a question that I know that Jarek would know. Jarek, does Iron Hall have a sewer?
Jarek, you would know, yes.
Yes, it does, at least the last time I was within the city.
What if we were to try and find a way into the sewer using the amulet?
Jarek looks at Cole, because Jarek's not familiar with that fucking no magic.
Cole kind of rolls his eyes. It doesn't detect sewers. I would have to feel out and just kind of... Yeah. I wouldn't know where a sewer would be as much as another cave or really anything.
Yeah, we would essentially be flying blind, but it would avoid having to torture or steal
Who said
something.
anything? Who said we'd torture? My goodness. I know I'm called the Bone Splitter, but that doesn't mean that's the only way you get information. There's something that he wants, but maybe we can find something else that he likes even more. Maybe there's something that we can say to him. Maybe there's a lie that we can tell him. There's all sorts of stuff that we can get people to reveal information. Hell, we could even just get them drunk. But yes, snapping his bones is also an option.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jarek scratches it. Nothing lost. Iron Hall's not too far away with the paved road. We can at least check. I don't think any of the guards will recognize me or what I used to do here, but it's worth trying. I should have a badge of office back when I was an interrogator somewhere in this damn pack.
Or even rattling around in your brain. I reckon there are a few names that you could drop to them to let them know that you mean business.
Well, think of how intelligent your gate guard was for Whitebridge, right? Think of how in the know they were.
True, but you named There's one thing in Whitebridge I did know about guards, that they were always afraid of ticking off their superiors. If you know enough higher ups, at least their names, the threat of reporting them, of them losing their jobs, tends to make them a little nervous.
Right. All right. Let's keep traveling.
Okay.
Okay, so you travel up to the city gate, and it is usually the town to Ironhall, the capital of Coalhaven, is, I wouldn't say crowded, but busy. Travelers and merchants and farmers going in and out of the city. There is no such traffic now. And as you approach the gate, you can see clearly that the city gates are closed, and there are 2 fully armed and armored guards standing in front of it.
Fantastic. Jarek will slowly trot on Heinrich with a disdainful sneer on his face.
Oh boy.
All right. Give me a second. Let me move you guys back to...
Yes. And you know, I should not have to address my lessers. They know who I am. They will open that damn gate. Or they'll talk about it. That's fine.
This will be entertaining.
So, you just walk straight towards the gate?
Jarek is just slowly riding Heinrich toward the gate, expecting it to open.
The guards look at you as if they expect you to stop. And then when you keep coming closer, they look a little confused. They look at each other, and they look back to you. And then they shrug, and then they kind of cross their glaives together in front of you.
Jarek will bring Heinrich to like a slow stop, just so it's like right in front of the glaives. Jarek will look from the gate down to his left and down to his right and say, "Is there something you require of me?"
I am sorry, sir, but Ironhall is closed. There are no travelers allowed in or out by the king's orders.
Yes, I would be aware of that. Being a royal interrogator for the king himself, on personal business, inspecting the demonic invasion of the Freelands, ascertaining the threat to Coalhaven. Oh, perhaps I should also mention, looking into Roburn the Black, famed necromancer. Gonna speak with Richard Harkin about it. Not that it's important at all. Yes, deny the royal interrogator the ability to go and talk with the king about all of the horrible evil that's plaguing the countryside. By all means!
One of the guards looks to the other one and says, Maybe we should. And the other one stops and shh.
I am Jared Veermall, agent of the Shroud, royal interrogator of Coalhaven, and you will not deny me my order. I have been given clearance to do whatever I need to do to complete my missions. You are expendable.
Pearson looks over to Cole and Keen and he says, "I'm right. This is entertaining."
The guard, even the one that shished the other one, still his voice wavers a little bit. He says, "I would like to let you in, my lord, but you must understand. The king says that we are under siege, and that by penalty of death we are not to allow even his own son through."
Jarek looks away. Under siege, under siege, under siege. Tell me, my traveling guards, Jarek looking back, do you see any siege?
"Nay, we see none, lest they are afraid of wind and grass."
Jarek looks back at the guards, saying, "Now I would understand that you wish to obey the orders of your king, and naturally, my king might not have informed you of the important arrival of Jarek Veermall, agent of the Shroud, royal interrogator of Coalhaven, bringing dire news. But I assure you, I have no affiliation with his son. I would love to see Ironhall continue to stand, and I bring important and pertinent information. Now, if you think that's worth Coalhaven falling to one threat or another, then by all means, I'll get in another way. This isn't the only gate. I'll find some individuals who'd like to keep their jobs. And Jarek will actually, begin to, turn hoarse. Come along, Heinrich. Let's find competent guards.
The one who seemed rather intimidated by you starts to call after you. I'm sorry, my lord, but they killed the last gate guard who let someone in. You understand, don't you?
Jarek stops and slowly rotates to look at the guards. They did, huh? Tell me about this. I had not heard of it myself, having been away on royal business.
Poor Eldrick, the guard of my squad, sir, the captain. He let some poor starving soul into town, and the king beheaded him, sir.
Pearson would suggest, my lord, royal interrogator, the information that you hold is dire. Perhaps these guards, although they cannot let you in, could let in a message. If the king himself knows that you are out here, surely he'll make an exception.
Jarek, looks up beseechingly at the sky. These are troubled times. All right, I imagine I will entrust you two with this incredibly vital information, and wait here, for I do not eat or rest. I am eternal, and that is my valued service to the king. I can watch you for all time. Jarek flashes a glinting smile in the sun.
The one that's keeping his shit together more or better says, we could certainly deliver a message. What message would you have us deliver?
I am Jarek Veermol, agent of the Shroud, trained by Richard Harkin, loyal servant to the king, having spent several years in Whitebridge. Rifts open, demons have invaded all of Ardenfell. I have been in constant communication with Lady Selene, the exiled ruler who dwells within Sunset Tower. I have sent a diplomat ahead to act on my behalf, and now I have arrived personally. Tell the king, that should he wish to keep the nation together, that he will meet with me and hear my words, and that should he wish his son to prevail and for his people to fall, then he will ignore me.
Son to prevail, sir? I don't understand.
Of course you don't. You haven't. When's the last time you've left Ironhall?
I've lived here my whole life, my lord.
So when's the last time you've left Ironhall?
He looks at you and blinks and says, I've been here my whole life, my lord.
Yes, so the demons, seen any of those? Heard about them, the rifts opening, magic. How about Luthien with the High Elves? How they plot and scheme to gut the power of humanity. Heard about that?
Well, my lord, we've all heard about that. We've
Yes,
heard about that from the day we were born.
And now it's real.
And the other one, who can keep his who is slightly more experienced than the young guard.
So Jarek lifts his hand. So High Elves, who've always plotted to kill us, plus demons, who certainly don't love us, plus the king's own son, who has betrayed the nation and has intimate details about the inner workings of the kingdom. And Jarek interlocks his fingers together in front of the guards. Reminiscent of a time with a dragon.
Oh gosh. I assume Kip went with you to the Iron Hall, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Kip actually nudges Keen and says, I know what that means.
But God damn.
The younger guard says, well, actually, he doesn't say anything. The older, more experienced guard says, I assure you we will deliver the message with all haste. I beg you wait here for a reply.
Fantastic. Will you, being the veteran you are, and I can see how practiced you are, be delivering that message yourself?
I will, my lord.
Fantastic. Jarek stays there with the horse, looking at the guardsmen.
The guard raps on the gate with the glaive, and it opens up, and he says some words, and then he disappears behind the gate, and another guard takes his place.
Jarek focuses all of his attention now on the young, inexperienced guard.
He fidgets a lot.
And Jarek slides down off the horse.
Oh boy.
How long have you been a guardsman?
3 months, my lord.
3 months. What did you do before that?
I helped my dad make shoes, my lord.
Yes, cobbler. Fine profession. Oh, one, I understand that. So recent new acquisition here to the guard force, so you wouldn't know too much about an agent of the Shroud, or royal interrogator, or the fear of Jarek Veermal, or the certain unique traits that he possesses, such as hunting undead, the foul evil which plagues the landscape, and indeed, nor would I much expect you to understand. Jarek actually begins to come to like his right arm and like begin like pushing up slowly the dress shirt to reveal the skeletal arm beneath it. I love how I'm miming that right now.
You hear a very high-pitched, I might have, my lord.
You know, it is rather insulting how I, who have devoted myself, my incredible intellect, my years of service, have been ignored such as this. Jarek turns to look to the new guardsman briefly. Honestly, I'm just trying to do a service for the king, and here I am, stuck out of my own city's walls, because I want to deliver valuable information and bring Colhaven together. And instead, Jarek is pulling off the glove now of the skeletal hand and then flexes and unflexes. I have to wait while the High Elves scheme, while the demons pillage.
The new guard, with very flat eyes, looks at you, looks to the kid, and then says, did I miss something? And the younger guard says, I'm sorry, sir, this is, Varric Jeremald, and,
Jarek Veermal!
Varric Jeremald.
Sorry.
And bits of like arcane energy from like the ghost sound, and like bits of amethyst lightning crackle from Jarek.
He goes, I'm sorry, my lord. Jarek Veermal says that the High Elves are attacking Whitebridge, and he's here to hunt undead, and he wants to speak to our king, and I think he's going to kill me. And the other guard looks at him and looks to Jarek and says, huh. I see. So, would that threat also apply to me?
Jarek stops looking at the intimidating guard, looks at the other guard who came in and says, well, that depends. I was told that you couldn't let individuals in on threat of death, but my mission is so important for the king that anyone in my way is expendable, so if you're going to die anyway, would you rather side with letting the king know about all of the dangers and evils and how to stop them, or you just want to stand here and get confronted by me? Look, I've confronted the Lich King personally. You take your chances.
The kid, like, bleaches white at that. And, the older gruff guard, who actually does look like he's in his 50s, and he's, chewing on something, maybe jerky or tobacco, it's hard to tell. And he looks at you a long time and says, nope. I'd probably let you in and take my chances. Probably head that direction. Points off towards the Elanasi forest.
That's actually not a bad location. I emerged out of there myself. Not much in the way of demons. Helped to beat back the siege of Sunset Tower.
The younger guard says, "Sir," and the other guard looks at me and says, and he says it very flatly, without emotion, "He's got a skeleton for an arm, kid. I ain't losing my life for that. Tell you what, let's see what happens when they deliver the message back. If you afterwards intend to go, I don't know, all undead and murder everyone, give me a 20-minute head start."
Jarek didn't exactly intend this too much. You know what? He's going to actually do this. He's going to cast flight on himself and actually begin, like, he's not going to fly too far, like above, maybe like, say 10 feet. And then from that, he'll look down at the two and say, I must have forgotten to mention this. This is a formality. I can get in this city whenever I damn well please.
The guard, again, completely emotionless, says, "Yep, I just retired. Have fun, kid." And actually starts walking off, armor and all, towards the north.
Jarek nods and looks at the scared guard and says, "You haven't been outside of Ironhall before. You might want to join him. At the very least, could you rap on the gate and open it for me? I can open that too, but I would like to preserve that for the king."
The young kid stares out after the older guard with his mouth like opening and closing like he's trying to say something, and then looks back to the floating Jarek, and you can all smell something. He's relieved himself. He goes to the gate and opens the door and then says, "If you would please just knock me out or something."
"Oh, we can do that." And Jarek looks back and smiles at Pearson.
Pearson gives a big smile and starts heading towards the guy. Don't worry, this is what we call a sleeper hold. Just relax, it'll be a lot easier. If you struggle, you might actually pull
my
a
desired
muscle.
effect.
Yep.
So he lets out one high-pitched squeak as Pearson's arm closes around his carotid artery, and then he is quite expertly put into sleep and starts snoring almost immediately.
Yeah.
I tell you, the guard quality these days, at least that man, and Jarek points at the still walking veteran guardsman, knows what he's doing. And Jarek will lower himself until he's like 6 inches above the ground. He's just going to keep flight on until it expires. That's worked about as well as I thought it would. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy just keeps on walking. So, and you see him fade into the distance.
You know, that's fine with me. Eventually I'm going to have a wall between him and me.
So, you guys enter the town of Ironhall. And what you see inside is, well, very drab. Very well constructed, very orderly. All the houses look exactly the same. They're made out of some gray material that's very reminiscent of the cobblestone around them. The road is a different color, mainly so that you can see it. However, there are no plants, no grass, no nothing. It looks as if the entire town was built on a giant stone slab, but you can tell that it's actually several small bricks that have been laid out over the entire town. It is very well organized. All the houses are in perfect rows. The streets look almost as if they're in a grid formation.
Jarek puffs a bit of air out of his mouth, still hovering over the ground, says, "And now I'm a bit unsure about how to proceed. I wasn't exactly expecting the city to be sealed, and I have ideas, but I'm not entirely sure how what happened out there is going to be interpreted."
All right.
Well, you did send a message in.
Assuming that guard is actually going to deliver, in which case, man, I wonder how his job security is going to be when he comes back to this gate.
Everyone give me 1 second.
At any rate, perhaps we should move away from the gate in case he comes back.
Alright. Well, there seems to be no one really around other than... There's no guards or anything. There's a few peasants around, but none of them seem to be paying any attention to you.
Fantastic. Why don't we head towards a tavern of sorts, get a room? If we're new arrivals, we'll be found in time, and we can talk then.
Agreed.
Besides, I'm sure that all these inns will have desperate low rates on account of not having any business. Jarek rubs his hands together, still hovering above the ground.
Oh, Squee.
Uh-huh.
Before we actually entered, could I have sent Kip back to the tree line? Because I'm not entirely sure.
You're gonna have to roleplay that out.
All right. Do you guys think it would be fine if Kip were inside, or out of character?
We've already attracted enough attention. I don't have a problem with Kip being here. It's like, fucking, we're not going to be able to hide him, but I don't think we can hide ourselves on account of the fact that this city hasn't received any visitors, and we're visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they would notice an orc, a hide elf.
All right. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I wrap the arm back up.
Yeah.
Then, you know what? Scratch my last description. People are definitely paying attention to Kip.
Oh, yeah.
Many people are kind of like...
There's no way we're gonna be inconspicuous with the fucking dragon. Let's just... I don't know.
I guess fuck the tavern, too. Let's make our way towards the palace.
Yeah, really, seriously, like...
Yeah, sure.
We came in here for a reason, right?
Yep.
So let's just fucking do it. I'll be right back. I just have to use the washroom.
No, that's perfect. Everyone take a break real quick. I'll load up palace map.
Okay.
And,
We should just go. I don't see a reason in stalling it.
Normally I'm for directives, but I was like, maybe this one time we can, like, attempt to, like, let people find us, and they will, I guess. I just want to play hard to get. Come on. I want people to want me. Is that too much to ask as I fly above the pavement?
I understand, at least.
Alright.
Personally, I get too much attention. Rather be left alone majority of the time. Though it is amusing what sounds these elves make. And he starts, like, scratching his chin.
Alright, give me 1 second. And then I'm probably...
You saw us elves, right?
No one answers.
I'm back.
Alright. Guys, I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to actually go grab a drink. So, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Didn't expect you to get into town so easily. But
man, was it? It was fun.
It was worth it. Alright. Of course, I type in king to the search bar, and what comes up? The Lich King. Not gonna use that token.
He came back? Shoot.
I guess technically Theoden's what came up. I mean, not Theoden. What did I call him? Francis?
Yes,
Francis.
I love that weird background. Yeah, Francis.
I know. Alright, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. Hello, chat. What are you doing so far away, Chad?
I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, I guess.
You got any peanut butter?
No.
Oh, man. Want a sandwich. Maybe put on some crackers.
Not bacon, though. Bacon?
Nah, really wanted some peanut butter. Hello, Blitzkrieg. Haven't seen you in a while. Are you back in for now?
Yep.
Hey.
Wow.
Hopefully your day's been going...
It's
Well-
okay. Yep, well enough.
I made rice. Woo.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Technically, I just reheated it, but you know.
Hello, Lady Jazzy. Hello, son of...
Sounds-
I was just saying hi to the people in chat. I was addressing me.
Ah,
So,
that was an interesting way to get past the entrance. It's pretty good.
It was effective.
Oh yeah.
indeed.
Oh, I love peasants.
Do you? It seems
And
like you rather
peasants
hate
love
them.
you.
Yes, well, my character, he despises them for what they did to him as a kid, but, me, yes.
See.
Flying up to the top of the city wall was my plan B.
Yeah.
Dropping a rope.
We also had Kip, so
Yes.
he could technically ferry us.
As all of the archers maneuver the ballista to shoot the dragon down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, FK Bone and Epion. People have been addressing me in chat. I've been saying hi back.
Oh. Hello, people.
I mean, they are desperate
Grimmett
for
hates you.
attention. You. I don't... Well, hating you would mean that I would have to value you in some way for hatred, and I don't value you, so... I can't hate you.
Well, shit.
It's like I have some sort of immunity.
Anyway, I didn't want to deal with, alienating like a baron by attempting to steal a ring.
Well, I do want to steal the ring.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think any of us did, but I didn't want to let that slimy bastard attempt to corner us in some form or fashion. I am important, damn it. I'm level 6 with incremental advances.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of different ways. I was thinking of just knocking him out and just dragging him around the corner.
That's what I was thinking of suggesting to the guy. I'm glad that veteran, hoity-toity, law-abiding asshole left. He wasn't doing anyone any good.
Oh, you mean the guard? Oh. No, I was talking about the guy who knew the secret entrance. I was just thinking of just freaking knocking him out, dragging him around the corner.
We could have done that too.
Alright, I am back.
And if this had failed, then we could have pursued all of those options when we went back to the little farming community.
That'd be fun.
Instead, we'll get to do another dungeon escape, guys. It's like Shalta all over again.
I wonder if you'll try to kill this king too.
That was a different character.
I wonder if you will have two characters where you say, "I killed my king."
Drolin would care about that a lot more than Jericho.
I was gonna
That's
say.
true. The max level is level 10, Andrew.
There is a level 36, but no one in existence has ever reached it, and it goes straight from 10 to 36. It's odd, but
How many incremental advances do you get for that?
oh my god, like 18.
Damn.
You have to make up your own new skills. It's crazy.
I don't even have 18 boxes on my character sheet.
Shit.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, you actually have to like staple another piece of paper onto that.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Stapling.
Inferno, is he back? We're still waiting on him, or?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Sure.
Then we can continue. So, you guys march through
Fly
Hall.
through.
Fly through Iron Hall. If you zoom out of the map, you can see that the road you're on that curves upwards, when it goes to the top, that's the gate to the palace.
Okay.
As you walk down the street, people look at you wearily. A few women scream and shoo their kids in their house at the sight of Kip. The interesting thing is that the city seems to be lacking in guards. If you look up, you see lots of guards staring down at you from the city wall, kind of confused and not really sure what to do. But there's no real patrols in the streets. There's no real city guard presence other than at the walls.
That's not normal, is it?
No. And okay, Jarek, I'll say from this, like, from the numbers, if a quick glance, it would look like most of the city guard is on the walls.
Okay.
So, you guys, as you approach the palace gates, a contingent of guards, 6 guards in total, guard this palace gates. And as you walk up towards them, they say, "Halt." Like, they say it forcefully, but they're kind of like, they're not even sure what's going on here.
Jarek, like, looks at them, gives a nod of understanding, and, like, maybe they can't see the fact that he's flying, and, like, slowly lifts himself up, like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 feet, and, like, looks down at the guards. Do they really?
They take a fighting stance. A little nervous, but before anything can really happen, you hear a hold, and I'm sorry, Grim, could you refresh me again? Your commanding officer.
Well, I don't know whether I had, like, a commanding officer, like, the guy who saved my character when he was a kid. His name was Richard Harkin. He was a member of the Fellowship of the Shroud, basically rescued Jarek from peasant death.
Right. Alright, you hear, for you hear a familiar voice that says, "Hold!" And then you hear, "Jarek, must you always be so dramatic?"
Jarek actually begins chuckling and says, "No, right, Master Harkin," and, like, lowers himself down to the pavement.
He walks forward. He hasn't aged too much since you last saw him, except his eyes look very tired. Very as if he's been working way more than he should. And he says, and he pauses. "It's good to see you, but you should not have come."
Yes, I had hoped that you would look better the next time I saw you.
He pauses and says, "It's been a rough few weeks. Why are you," and he looks to Kip for the first time, "here?"
Much has changed since my self-imposed exile to Whitebridge, Master Harkin. I'm a champion of Lady Celine now, on with the rest of the champions, here on her behalf. Rifts opened in the city of Whitebridge, where I was staying, being a professor. Demons came out. Hordes of demons. Massive gouts and legions of demons. Overran the entirety of the Freelands. I have been assisting Lady Celine ever since to present a unified front. My desires brought me here to help Callhaven, my home.
He sighs and he says, "It is as I feared." Very well, allow them through. And one of the guards says, "But sir, I said allow them through." And with that he turns, and as he turns he says, "Jarek, do not expect the same king you once knew. But you have every right to tell him what you've told me."
Jarek will nod, and he'll stay on the ground. He will dispel his flight and resume walking.
And as you also walk, he says, "It might be best to relieve the familiarity between you and me out of any conversations. Our order has spoken to the king on his decisions, and he has not looked favorably upon us for it."
He has forsaken those who have hunted undead in these lands.
He stops, and then very, very, very quietly he says, "He's forsaken far more than that."
What can you tell me? I had not known Callhaven had changed this much.
He shakes his head and he says, "Better you see yourself," and then continues to lead you.
Jarek will look at the others with a very worried frown and slowly keep walking.
You find yourselves in very quickly led to the throne room, where the throne room appears to be in a bit of state of disrepair. Some of the pillars are cracked, one's even fallen over. The floors look very cracked. It looks as if there was a battle almost, but there's no blood, there's no gore, there's nothing, and it looks like it happened some time ago. And